Good evening, everyone. It is May 14th. I had to think of the month. And we're going to get started with our Habit Champions meeting. Welcome, everybody that's here. And for those that's watching the recording, I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to share my screen now. All right. Now let's get right to it. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did post the webinar for last week. It seems like they're coming out on Monday. So this is working perfectly. And so you'll be able to, if you didn't catch it live, you will be able to watch last week's because it's posted in our both of our rooms, the Huddle Up and the support group. And this Wednesday, tomorrow night, David Bush, which I really love to hear him talk. Dorothy, what do you have to say about David Bush?
Oh, I love him. Yeah.
Yeah. And Lisa, you know who David Bush is?
Yep.
Yeah. And you? I mean, I don't miss his. When he's doing something, I'm all ears. So tomorrow night he is doing the Habits of Health call, and it's Habits of Healthy Support. So I'm really looking forward to that. After they do the Habits of Health, they have a trilogy presentation, and they always have stories of transformation there. And anyone that might be interested in the coaching side of this, they also go into a little detail about that. So all you have to do once you're in the Habits of Health call is just stay on. They do right after that. It's continuous. So now we have done all of these components. We're on our last component tonight, and the last component is sleep. And when I talk about components, it's the components of actually living a healthy life. It takes everything together that gives you your greatest shot at living a longer and healthier life. You can eat nutritious, and if you don't exercise, you're still going to pay a price. You can exercise, but if you don't eat healthy, you're going to pay a price. And if you don't have muscular strength, if you don't have balance, and last week I never got back to that. Did anybody play with the balance?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Well, you were there when I did it, but.
Oh, is that the only time you did it?
No, I don't know if it counts, but I really gleaned the importance of balance this weekend when I was paddleboarding.
Well, yeah, you can't do that because you're standing up, right?
Right. But I had paddleboarded a while ago, and let's just say I fell off the board many times. But with I had not, prior to our meeting, done the balance practice out of the water, but I do a lot of core strength and balance type activities in the pool. And I can say from personal experience that they have helped me, and that now that I know the importance of that, I am practicing it on dry land more. Doing the dishes, hold a foot up, just opportunities throughout the day. And I can really feel a difference.
Anybody else? Did they practice?
I have to hold on to the wall.
Yeah. Well, Tony does that and acts like he's not, so he cheats.
Yeah.
He thinks he's cute. And he fools me every time. And then all of a sudden he lets go and he can't stand. He had been holding on to the wall. He's a clever little devil. And then the body. Did you say something, Denise?
No, he just sounds just like my husband.
And, you know, we both golf, so if we ever make it up there, we'll have to do that with them. Body composition, I don't think a lot about that. And that's through exercise, your body starts taking on another shape. And I know we hear a lot about where you lose the weight when you're eating on our program, because you're getting your body healthy. Your body composition goes along with that health, and it starts looking like it used to because it's getting healthier. But we have now gone through all this. We understand the importance of them. You don't have to do them all the time, but as you're getting older, you're going to need each and every one of them. Nutrition and weight, we have that covered with our program. It's a physician-led program. And I love when Leslie tells her story about being at the doctor, because he was concerned that this wasn't going to be lasting for her. It was great, but how is it going to be lasting? And she told him, she says, but doctor, I'm only on step 2. This is 6 steps. So when you look at the nutrition and the weight loss side of this, I mean, we have it. And then if you look at the exercise side of it, we've figured that out for you now. We've covered every aspect of it, and however much you incorporate it in your life, you can. And you know there's a correct way and there's a wrong way. And so now you'll be more aware when you start adding those things into your life. And that's where you get up to the potential to live a longer and healthy life. That's when you're implementing all of those little steps that we've been talking about. The Optavia program isn't just about the fuelings. We all have people we help that have never done the program. We have people we help that's done the program but no longer do the program. And your health coach and your Optavia community and your habits of health, those are for life. Those are for life. And the fuelings, you're not going to find anything that is as nutritious and I would say convenient as they are. And that's going to keep that nutrition a vital part of your health in the long run. Tonight, we're going to move on to the final component of living a healthy life, and that is rest and sleep. I heard that. I quickly got tossed out there. So I'm going to start, and then I'm going to ask for help from everybody else because this is a little bit of reading. And this was interesting because it made me sleepy while I was doing it. You don't know this, Denise, but we have done we did a course actually on sleep in here back a couple of years ago. So a lot of this is going to be revisited for people who are in here when we covered sleep a long time ago. So the waking stage is when your body prepares for sleep. You are awake in this stage, but you are very relaxed. Your eyes can be opened or closed. Sleep stage 1 is drowsiness. It can be 10 seconds, or it can last 10 minutes until you drift off to sleep. Breathing becomes shallow and irregular, misspelled. You may refer to this stage as half asleep, which we've all said, boy, I was half asleep. Why did you bother me? In this stage, you are still aware of your environment. And then in stage 2, that's light sleep. And during this stage, your eye movement come to a halt. Your blood pressure drops and your muscles relax. This is the actual beginning of sleep. At this point, you're no longer aware of your surroundings. Dorothy, can you read?
I'll try.
Oh, thank you.
Stages 3 and 4, deep sleep. In these 2 consecutive stages, stage 4 is slightly deeper. Your body regenerates, repairs tissue, repairs bones and muscles. Deep sleep also gives your immune system a boost, restores the energy you've lost during the day. You will be in deep sleep for 40 to 60 minutes. If you are woken up during either of these stages, it will take you about 20 seconds to realize where you are and what's happened. Stage 5, REM, rapid eye movement. The first REM sleep period is short, lasting about 9 minutes. But as the night goes on, each consecutive REM period doubles in length. Your eyes will move rapidly in different directions, and while your brain is shut off from the outside world, it is still working at preserving memory. You are also dreaming, and if you are awakened, you'll remember your dreams vividly. In fact, many people will wake up during or just after REM sleep, either to roll over or to get up and start their day.
I mean, this actually describes what's going on for me. I don't know if it does for anyone else, but it describes what actually is going on with me when I'm sleeping. And I remember when we were studying, we were all surprised that when you're in REM sleep, you are paralyzed. Did you know that, Denise?
Nope. No, I did not.
Yeah, so when your body is in REM sleep, you're paralyzed to keep you from acting out your dreams. Yeah, that was interesting. And that's when the crazy, remember they talked about crazy stuff. Do you guys remember that? And they said that that's when your brain literally is not in control no more. It's running wild. So are you sleep deprived? The effects of sleep deprivation: cognitive impairment, memory lapses or loss, impaired moral judgment, severe yawning, hallucinations. If you haven't had sleep in a while, that's a fact. Symptoms similar to ADHD, lymph nodes, poor immune system function, pancreas, risk of diabetes type 2, heart irregular heartbeat, risk of heart disease, muscular aches, tremors, decreased reaction, and then growth suppression, decreased temperature, and the risk of obesity. Obesity is very much attached to not getting enough sleep. Does any of this surprise anyone that's here, or is everyone very aware of how important sleep is to your overall health?
Very aware.
Thank you. So most adults, Lisa, I'll let you do that.
Most adults are moderately to severely sleep deprived. Depriving the brain of sleep makes you clumsy, stupid, and unhealthy. If we treated machines like we treat the human body, we would be accused of reckless endangerment. We've become walking zombies, stressed and stretched to our limits. We can't fall asleep, we can't maintain sleep, we wake up too early, or some combination of all three. All this has profound consequences on our health and well-being.
And back in the day when you were really struggling, sleep was like non-existent for you. You would either be awake for days.
Absolutely.
Tell us that story.
So when I was going through the really bad throes of the bipolar disorder, it was very severe to the point where I would be full tilt, full speed, what I called on superwoman mode for anywhere from a week to 3 months. I had more periods of mania than I did depression. But when I was manic, I could literally be awake until my body just said, nope. I could be awake for 3 days, just a solid 3 days, and not recognize the passage of time until my body literally said, okay, that's it. And
I guess we lost her. And then she would sleep for days. Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
Yeah. Or I had no problem sleeping for a week, except for waking up to go to the bathroom. But I could be awake for 3 days or and asleep just in indefinite periods of time. So having experienced the extremes of both sides of the coin, and now having progressed to a place to where I am getting recuperative sleep without medication. It's a very, I can see the very profound effects. As a matter of fact, in the last week, I normally am asleep and awake at a certain time, practice all the good sleep habits and hygiene principles. And the past 3 nights, I have only got about 4 hours sleep the last 3 nights due to nerve pain, post shingles nerve pain. And I feel it dreadfully during the day. All the symptoms that you were just talking about, clumsy, stupid, sluggish,
yeah,
all of those. And but you don't really realize it if you've not practiced good sleep habits and sleep hygiene. You don't know what you're missing. But in my case, having been through the extremes and putting those sleep hygiene practices in place, I can really clearly see the effect that sleep has on my overall health and the ability to keep all those other habits in place.
So along with nutrition, you would have to say that sleep has played an important part.
Absolutely.
Getting off of those medications and getting your life back.
Absolutely.
Bird Mom, you want to read?
How do you know if you are sleep deprived? Are you drowsy during the day? Does a warm room or boring meeting, heavy meal, or a low dose of alcohol make you drowsy? Do you fall asleep within 5 minutes of hitting the pillow? Do you often hit the snooze bar? Do you often sleep late on days off? If you answered yes to 2 or more of these questions, you should consider yourself pathologically sleep deprived, and you should do something about it. I want sleep.
So I definitely am drowsy during the day more than I'm not drowsy during the day. And I can get tired in church and I have a hard time. I do fall asleep really quick. I'll be talking to Tony and in the middle of a sentence, I'll go to sleep. I don't use an alarm clock, never have. And I don't sleep in. That's one of the problems. Regardless of what time I go to bed, I wake up at the same time every morning. It's sometime between 4 and 6. I'm never in bed beyond 6.
Yeah,
So,
she just started a sentence with me like, well, we have to, and I go, You have to do what? She's sound asleep in the middle. Okay.
So
I'll
I
run it
am
down for
working.
tomorrow.
I am working on my sleep. Did anybody else have 2 or more of those that apply to them?
I do.
Tell
And
us.
my-
Mark.
mine has moved that I'm awake till 3 or 4 in the morning, and then I have to sleep because I can't function. So I sleep all morning till about noon. So I'm on swing shift for several weeks now, and it's really hard to get it back the other way. My natural body would be an afternoon shift person, but I need to get it back to being up and moving at 9.
Oh, okay. And you can see how sleep is definitely a health.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
having help.
amazingly. And even getting up, if I get up and don't feel very good, which I often do, I come out and cook another brownie or something and eat it, and another glass of water and go back to bed, and I sleep really good. And then when I do get up, I'm in better shape.
Yeah, you have to get your sleep one way or the other.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I just want to add,
I'm a good sleeper.
Okay. Well, I know Bird Mom's a good sleeper.
I just wanted to add that it is possible to adjust your circadian rhythm in your clock, because as I fine-tune my sleep habits, I was asleep by 10, awake by 7, and up moving shortly after 7. But now that's adjusted back to I automatically wake up at 5:45 instead of 6:45, and so it's just something you have to work at. But that's what we're here for, to learn the things that you can do to ameliorate that. But again, there are.
You fell asleep.
I know. It's her computer. I mean, her internet. So why is it so bad?
I'm trying to refer to Aunt Connie.
Yeah. Okay. So why is it so bad about being sleep deprived? You are at a higher risk for hypertension. That's heart attacks and strokes. Marcia Pickering, she has a really hard time with sleep, and she actually suffers from type 2 diabetes too. I wonder how that is. Those two may be related somewhat with her. Irritability, anxiety, depression. Cancer is related, and of course obesity is related. Your reaction time is slower. You lose your sense of humor and your perspective. You have significantly lower cognitive performance, which can cause you to make stupid and poor decisions. Dorothy.
I like that follow, stupid and poor decisions.
I do too. I understand that.
It sounded like that was Dorothy's problem.
Tony, you can read. You haven't read yet.
What is the solution?
I'm sparing you.
What is the solution? Determine your sleep requirements and meet it every night. For most of us, that is getting 1 more hour than we are getting now. Establish a regular awake-sleep cycle. Go to bed and get up in the same time every day, including weekends. Get 1 block of continuous sleep. Make sure your bedroom is quiet, dark, and cool. Avoid any caffeine after 2 p.m. and alcohol within 3 hours of bedtime. Get plenty of exercise. Reduce stress in your life as much as possible. It's going to be a job.
When I hear your clock, you might want to mute.
Oh, shoot, it's 9. It says it.
Oh, I thought it was Tony. Okay, avoid the use of electronics within an hour of bedtime. Computers, tablets, and as such emanate blue light that block the secretion of melatonin in your brain, thereby delaying sleep onset when you finally do turn off the lights. If you can't get enough sleep at night, instead of drinking caffeinated beverages, power nap for 15 minutes during the typical midday dip in your alertness. When I lay down, I have every good intention to get up in 15 minutes, but it doesn't happen. Most people are aware of the importance of nutrition and exercise to experience overall good health. It is time that everyone woke up to the truth about the importance of sleep. Sweet dreams. So I have a little video, and this is a favorite person of mine, and we've actually studied this guy together. It was a course that we took a while back. And Dr. Wild is a integrative medicine doctor, and he's well known. I'll just read it. Andrew Weld, MD, has devoted the past 30 years to developing, teaching, and educating others on the principles of integrated medicine. Weld is an internationally recognized expert on integrative medicine, medicinal herbs, and mind-body interaction. I like the Mind Over Meds. I haven't read that book. I'm going to have to get that. I hadn't seen that. He is a clinical professor of internal medicine and the founder and director of the program in integrative medicine at the University of Arizona in Tucson. Weld received both his medical degree and his undergraduate AB degree of biology. He's a botanist, and he got those from Harvard University. Program in integrative medicine founded by Weld in 1994 at the University of Arizona was established to train physicians to be integrative medicine practitioners. PIM's overriding mission is to foster the transformation of healthcare. So he was way ahead of his time, and he's bringing the medical society into the integrative medicine field. The method pioneered by Harvard-trained Dr. Andrew Will is described as a natural tranquilizer for the nervous system, helping to quickly reduce tension and allowing the body to relax.
This comes from yoga, and in yoga breathing, you're asked to keep your tongue in the yogic position, which is touching the tip of your tongue to the ridge of tissue just behind your upper front teeth, like that. So you just touch it lightly and keep it there. You can do this exercise in any position, standing, lying, sitting, but if you're seated, it's good to keep your back straight and your feet on the floor. Okay, so in this exercise, you're going to breathe in through your nose quietly, and you're going to blow air out forcefully through your mouth, like making a whoosh sound and pushing your lips out. I'm going to describe this to you, and then I'm going to demonstrate it for you, and then we'll do it together. So the exercise begins by letting all the air out through your mouth. You close your mouth, breathe in through your nose quietly to a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7, and then blow air out through your mouth to a count of 8. And then you'll do that for a total of 4 breath cycles, and that's it. It takes all of about 30 seconds. So there's no excuse for not doing it. And this is a practice. It's not a one-time thing. This is something I'm going to tell you how to do it, but it's something you're going to want to practice. Okay, so watch me. I'll demonstrate it for you, and then afterwards we'll do it together. So it looks like this. That's all. It's a little hard for me to come back and talk to you after I do that because this produces a very pleasant altered state of consciousness that I would rather stay in. You may not get that the first time you do it, but it's one of the rewards of practicing this. Okay, so let's try this all together. And I'm going to count. What limits you is how long you can hold your breath. So you have to get enough air in on the 4 to last you for the 7. I'm going to count for you at a moderate rate that you should find comfortable. Okay, so let all the air out through your mouth.
Ready?
Close your mouth in through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Now just breathe normally and notice how you feel. Some of you may feel a little lightheaded after doing that. That's not the goal, and that will disappear with practice. Some of you may have some sense of internal relaxation. That will become very profound as you practice this. You have to do this at least twice a day, religiously. I do it in the morning when I get up before I do some sitting meditation. I do it at night when I get into bed to fall asleep. It will become a wonderful way to help you fall asleep. If you get up in the middle of the night for any reason, get back in bed, do this. It'll help you go right to sleep. You can do it more often throughout the day, but never more than 4 breaths at one time. But you've got to do it a minimum of twice a day. After a month, if you're comfortable with it, increase to 8 breath cycles. And that's the absolute maximum. So then the practice would be 8 breath cycles twice a day. Again, you can do it more often. After 4 to 6 weeks, as you become familiar with this, start using it for things. If somebody cuts you off in traffic, somebody says something to you that pushes your button, before you react, do this. It's a wonderful way to help deal with cravings for whatever, cigarette, piece of candy. Before you act on the craving, do the breathing exercise. By the time you get back, it'll be gone. But the really interesting changes happen after about 4 to 6 weeks of doing this regularly. You will see wonderful changes in your body. This slows heart rate, it lowers blood pressure, it improves digestion. I've seen people who've had cold hands all their life who now have warm hands just as a result of doing this. That's a sign of reducing the fight or flight response in the body. I've seen people that have had chronic digestive problems that have disappeared just as a result of doing this. I've seen people who've stopped atrial fibrillation from doing this breathing exercise. It is a fantastic thing.
Sleep is the golden chain that ties health to our health and our bodies together. So we're done. This series is done. I haven't decided what I'm going to do next, but as soon as I know, I'll let you know. And I know at some point we're going to start covering Dr. A's books here. The things that a healthy life includes: nutrition, a healthy weight, exercise. Exercise includes aerobic, street training, flexibility, balance, hydration, rest, and sleep. It sounds like our 6-step program, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Do it for life. Now it's time for feedback. So I'll go ahead and stop share, and I'll start out. And what I'll say is, when I was doing that exercise with him, I got really sleepy. I had a hard time continuing with the work that I had to do. But I enjoyed that. That's my takeaway. I will do that. I'll practice that, because I can see the benefit that he's talking about. I have great respect for him as a person and as a doctor. So I'll pass to Denise.
Well, for me, I really love that. And I will use that exercise as well, especially at work. I can see where I'm started in the morning. I'm going to start, and we breathe a lot, like in singing and stuff. I mean, so yeah, I really like that. I really like that. And I can see the benefits of the sleep too, since I started this, diet, or, well, I shouldn't say diet. I don't even want to use that. This lifestyle change that I'm working at here is, I do go to bed usually by 10 o'clock, except for when I hung out with Dorothy, my coach. She kept me out last night. But
You have to do that again.
yeah, actually, it was. We got to watch that together. But I at the end, you could tell, Dorothy could tell she was losing me. I was like, oh, I'm a zombie. I go to bed now at 10 o'clock. I was staying up till 11. I fall asleep at 10, and I'm one that rises every day at 5:30. I don't set an alarm. When my life changed about 20 years ago when I gave my heart to Lord, and I said, you have my time too, and I haven't set an alarm since. So I just get up, and if I have to even be up earlier, I wake up. So my time is the Lord's time. So anyways, that's my story today.
You reminded me of that guy that went and exercised at midnight just now, about he should be getting some sleep, remember? And one of the I remember you saying that. So that was funny. Who you passing to, Denise?
I'm going to hand it to my coach that kept me up all night last night. Dorothy.
I didn't like the picture of the guy having his eyes held open.
That looked painful.
And I don't sleep as good as I used to. I now use a sleep apnea machine, which I don't like, but I do it every night anyway. But I always get up early. I bet the alarm clock hasn't rang maybe 4 times in the last 8 years that I, slept in that late, no matter what time I've gone to bed. But I have a regular routine, just like Denise does. Yes.
Are you going to try the breathing, if it helps?
I've done it before. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That particular exercise?
What's that?
That particular exercise?
Well, when we did it before, yeah.
Oh, did he tell us that when we did his course before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought it sounded familiar, so that was cool.
And I'm gonna pass to Tony.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna try it. I've done that before, and but I think I'll try it while I'm driving, and and I want to
I'm with you,
really somebody and holler.
He's talking about traffic.
Traffic, yeah, like I'm going down Pleasant Hill Road and I want to scream. So rather than do that, I think I'll do that breathing exercise. Probably help.
I'm not surprised.
Okay, so that's what I think will help me in that respect.
Yeah.
But just going to sleep, I convince myself that when I go to sleep, I said, okay, I got 10 seconds to go to sleep, and I'm going to go to sleep now and wake up at 6 in the morning. Okay? I'm going to go to sleep now and wake up at 6. And I said that about 5 times, and before I know it, I'm sound asleep. And I get up at 6 in the morning. It's like, hypnotize myself to go to sleep. It works for me. But but I think I'll use that. And I think I'll go to Martha over there in the corner with the smile on her face.
Oh, okay. I would like to see a video again on the breathing so I know how to do it.
Okay.
It sounds really good. And I also didn't realize how many people are really sleep deprived. And,
Yeah, I know you get good sleep.
Yeah, I do. I really do. Yeah.
I try. Listen,
I know.
I used to be a person that got 4 hours a night. But once I got on this program and realized, and I'm sure that led to a lot of the obesity and health problems that I was having, is because I didn't sleep.
Maybe.
If I got 4 hours sleep a night, I was lucky. Everybody that knew me then knows that they saw me on the computer at 2 and 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. You'll still see me there every now and then, but sleep is a hard one for me. Yeah. And we'll do that. I'll actually send you that tape again, okay?
Okay, that'll be great.
I want it again too.
Yeah,
oh, okay. Why don't I post? Well, the recording will be posted in the room, but I'll post the video separate, so we don't have to watch the Zoom.
Sure.
And you guys comment so other people know why it's in there, so when they watch it, they won't think we're crazy. Okay? Why are they posting that video? So you guys just comment on it once I post it. You guys should do this. This is interesting. Pass it to Bourbon.
How about Martha?
Okay, Miss Martha.
What am I supposed to do?
It's your feedback.
Oh, my feedback.
Your takeaway.
Yeah, my takeaway. Well, my sleep has always been too much, except like Lisa, I did the mood swings with the bipolar, but it's been so many years since I've seen a manic, unfortunately, that I really crave it. But then I'm afraid of it. I don't want it to ever come again because I made really bad choices when I'd have 2 and 3 hours sleep night after night after night and get myself in trouble. So I have to make sure I keep it within the 8 hours I need. I really need 8. But going to bed on time every night isn't working. It isn't set up yet. I'll put it that way. So I need help with getting to bed on time.
Good. So you passing to Lisa?
Yep.
Y'all sitting here talking about alarms made me remember my Marine Corps days of smacking the alarm at 4 o'clock in the morning. I actually don't. I have many alarms set, but apparently I don't need them because I'm awake before all of them. Well, I can thank my dog for that because my alarm's set for 6 and he's scratching on the door wanting to go out at 5:45 now. But I like the breathing thing. As for you doing that in traffic, yeah, I may try that too. But right now I just listen to OG Mandino. I will live this day with love in my heart.
Oh, that's funny.
That's enough for me because I'm a little bit campy. I'm a little bit sleep deprived right now myself.
So I used to work at the airport for TSA, and we'd have to be at the airport at 4, which meant I got up at 2, left the house at 3, and got to the airport at 4. And I remember one morning in particular, we were going up in the elevator because we always held our briefing down on the 2nd floor. And I was just going on and talking to people and having a good time and stuff. And somebody said, "For God's sake, Connie, it's 4 in the morning."
Don't want to hear a funny I did? I booked a flight to go see my daughter. And apparently I don't do this often, my grandkids. And I was all excited. I booked the flight and I'm talking to my daughter and I'm looking. All I remember saying, I'm arriving Thursday evening and I'm leaving Sunday. I thought Sunday like in the afternoon, but no, it was Sunday midnight. So I got the red eye. So I'm leaving Denver at like midnight and arriving here at 5.
She fell asleep again.
Yeah.
That's okay. Tony will go pick her
At
up.
the airport at 6 o'clock in the morning. So no to begin.
Yeah. All right, kiddos, I'm going to stop the recording now. We can still talk for a second, but thank you everybody for coming, and adios.